Hey, what's going on, my fellow Digidorks? It's a good mate Tro here. BT-15 of the Digimon card game is out, which means I get to show you guys the updated Numemon deck. With the Platinum Numemon boy, that amazing god, and our new X antibody Numemon. This deck is absolutely busted. But there could be room for improvement, so don't forget to comment and like this video and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And yeah, let us know of your ideas if you're playing a similar deck. Alright, let's get stuck into this deck list. I will see you on the other side of the digital gate. Engage!
Like a Digimon, Digivolving up into a champion. Searching out my megas, cause I'm breaking hard. Gaining memory, check security. My strategies will make sure you a master of your Digi-Destiny.
Alright, first up on our deck list, our Digitama. We have 4 copies of Pagamon. Yep, still my go-to for the black. On deletion, field top card of your deck. It's a black Digimon card, added to your hand. I know we can get burned a little bit in this deck, playing this card. Just because we've got a few yellow cards in there, but yeah, I still prefer to play it. But also got 1 copy of Tokamon. Now you can play 4 of these guys, swap them around, or whatever. But I just want to have Max Digitama in here because we got the Ukamon in this deck. Alright, so onto our level 3s. We're going to be running 4 copies of Ukamon. Promo. Your turn, once per turn, when one of your Digimon moves from the breeding area to the battle area, you may hatch in the breeding area, then gain a memory. It's just fantastic for keeping up that pace and aggression that this deck has already. And we've got 4 copies of Chikurimon. Basically just for the meta. All turns, players can't reduce play costs. Just keep an eye out for that, just for your opponents doing all that dodgy stuff. We've got 2 copies of Chumon. Again, same thing. Opponent can't gain memory other than Tamer effects. Good to keep control of their board as much as possible memory-wise. And then we're also going to be running 2 copies of Argamon from the starter deck, 15. Start of your main phase, if your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory. Again, fantastic just for getting some extra memory. And in his inheritables here, all turns once per turn, when attack target is switched, gain a memory. So if you've got blockers on the field, you end up blocking, you can gain a memory from that. You might even pass turn back to yours. So yeah, he's really handy. Alright, onto our level 4s. We're going to be running 4 copies of Numemon from RB1. On deletion, reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Monzaemon in its name and 1 card with Numemon in its name along to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of the deck. He's a fantastic on deletion searcher. Can potentially get 2 cards in the hand. And then he's got blocker on opponent's turn in inheritables if the Digimon has Monzae or Numemon in its name. And then we've got 4 copies of Numemon from BT-14. Yeah, this is absolutely fantastic card. On play when digivolving, by placing a Satsuki Tanahime from your hand as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. One of your Digimon gains Rush for the turn, and it's also got a blocker in its inheritables as well. We're also going to be running 4 copies of Jeremon from BT-11. Name of this card slash Digimon is also treated as Numemon, and on play, by trashing a card with Numemon in its name, we can draw 2 cards from our deck. So it's just a fantastic draw power there. And then for our last champion, what really makes this deck run is 4 copies of Numemon X antibody. All turns, while Numemon X antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards against on deletion, you may play 1 Digimon card with Numemon in its name from your trash without paying the cost. That means we can play our Platinum Numemons out. That's absolutely busted. Digivolves for 0 over Numemon in name, so that's all these boys. And then on deletion, in the inheritables as well, you may play a Digimon card with Numemon in its name from your trash. So yeah, it's fantastic. It's really what makes this deck work now. It makes it super aggressive and makes it work really well. Alright, onto our level 5s. Onto our teddy bears. We're going to be running 4 copies of RB1 Monzaemon. On play, by placing a Digimon card with Numemon in its name from your trash as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, you can gain 2 memory. And then on play when digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3,000, gains security minus 1 till the end of their turn. So that's just really good for keeping up that pace. We're swinging in early and hard and just want to stop them. So yeah, you can just finish the game real quick, and hopefully they don't cause as least damage as possible. Now we're going to be playing 4 copies of the brand new Monzaemon X antibody from BT-15. Digivolves over Monzaemon in name without X antibody trait, cost 0. And when digivolving, if a card with Monzaemon or X antibody in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, you may play 1 Numemon or a level 3 Digimon from your hand without paying the cost. And then all the turns once per turn, one of the other Digimon is played. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2,000 for each of your Digimon till the end of their turn. So that works out fantastically. You know, it all works in the same way. If you can play that when digivolving, then the all turns once per turn effect pops off right away. It's just fantastic. And we've got 2 copies of Waru Monzaemon. On play when digivolving, by trashing one card with Numemon in its name in your hand, or in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, we can de-digivolve one of our opponent's Digimon. De-digivolving is still really strong effect. Even in this meta, there's not much defense against it. On play, by placing one card with Numemon in its name, from your trash is this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. Until the end of your opponent's turn, none of their Digimon with play cost 5 or less can attack players. So again, fantastic for just keeping your opponent at bay there. And yeah, so it's really good. We don't have many level 6s, only got the 4 Platinum Numemon. I haven't really had to rely on them too much. It's mostly just the Numemons I can actually finish game with. But onto our level 6s. We're going to be running just 4 copies of Platinum Numemon, the king himself. On play, when digivolving, by trashing one card with Numemon in its name in your hand, gain 2 memory. And then on deletion, you may play a level 5 or lower Digimon card with Numemon or Monzaemon in its name from your hand without paying the cost. Again, just a fantastic cycle through card. Thanks to X antibody, we can play this guy for free now. Not to mention that on play, we can trash a Numemon, we gain 2 memory. So playing for free, gain memory, this makes this deck absolutely busted now. So yeah, we're just going to be running 4 copies of him. I was originally running a couple of Shin Monzaemon, but he's a little inconsistent. And yeah, I just don't really need him now. Alright, onto our Tamers. We're going to be running just 3 copies of Satsuki Tamahime. Originally had her at 4, but I saw her too much, and rather see other cards in my hand. But she has fantastic cards. 30 main phase, if opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory. And then main Mind Link with one of your Digimon with Numemon and Monzaemon in its name. So you can place it underneath it, which means you can give it jamming, reboot, and then all turns, end of all turns, you may play one Satsuki Tamahime from the Digimon's Digivolution cards. So yeah, it's just a fantastic way. You can play her out for free if you've got the Numemon that lets you place her under her when you play it. And alright, onto our options. We're going to be running 2 copies of Heaven's Judgment. So main, activate the effect below, and then for each color your Digimon have, activate it again. One of your Digimon gets minus 6,000 DP for the turn. So that's minus 6,000 initially, and then for each color you have, minus 6,000 again. So we clear 18,000 off the board pretty easily with this card. So you can either go after the one Digimon, or give it to, well, up to 3 if you have black and yellow on the board. That's just a fantastic card. And we've got 2 copies of Pride and Memory Boost. Again, gaining that extra memory on delay. And the main is reveal top 3 cards of your deck. May play 1 black Digimon card with play cost of 4 or less among them without paying its memory cost. Trash the remaining cards. So it will effectively play most cards except for Ukamon that have play cost of 4 or less. It's still just a fantastic card for getting out some Digimon for free and gaining some extra memory. And then we've got 1 copy of X antibody proto form. While you have a Digimon, you may ignore this card's color requirements. And then main, one of your Digimon without X antibody and its Digivolution cards may digivolve into a Digimon with X antibody in your trait in your hand for the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. If it did, place its card as its bottom Digivolution card, yada yada. So it's just fantastic to place under your Numemon X or under your Monzaemon X when you're digivolving into that, reducing the cost and making sure you can get out those X antibody plays. So yeah, that's it for the deck list. Onto the strategy guide. Okay, Digibronies, the strategy to this deck is quite simple. You'll at least want to have a Numemon and a Rookie in your opening hand. So we'll start off by hatching. Digivolving into Ukamon. Cast 0 over any color. Draw for Digivolving. Then we shall simply play a Germon for a cost of 3, and on play, by trashing a card with Numemon in its name, we can draw 2 cards. Once turn has passed, we draw for turn, raise our Ukamon, and then we shall digivolve our Germon, who is also treated as a Numemon, into Numemon X antibody for a cost of 0 over a Numemon. Draw for digivolving, and then all turns, while Numemon or X antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, it gains on deletion. You may play 1 Digimon card with Numemon in its name from your trash without paying the cost. So we swing at their security, and if it is deleted, we may then play our Platinum Numemon, and on play when digivolving, by trashing a card with Numemon in its name from my hand, I can gain 2 memory. We shall then play a Numemon for a cost of 3. On play when digivolving, by placing a Satsuki Tamahime from my hand as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution cards, one of my Digimon gains a rush for the turn. And we shall give it to Numemon, swinging with jamming. We shall then digivolve 3 of a Numemon in name into Monzaemon. And on play, when digivolving, one of our opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 BP and gains security -1 until the end of their turn. And thanks to Satsuki Tamahime's ability, we can reboot our Monzaemon. At the end of my opponent's turn, Satsuki Tamahime can be played without paying the cost. And once turn has passed, we draw for turn, hatch an egg, and then start of main phase. If your opponent has a Digimon in play, thanks to Satsuki, we can gain a memory. We shall then digivolve into Monzaemon X antibody. Cost 0 of our Monzaemon, draw for digivolving, and when digivolving, if a card with Monzaemon in its name or X antibody in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, we may play one Numemon or level 3 Digimon card from our hand without paying the cost. We shall play a Numemon. And on play, by placing a Satsuki Tamahime underneath it, it will gain rush for the turn. We shall then swing with 2 checks with Monzaemon X antibody, swing with 1 check, Platinum Numemon, swing with other Numemon, and in just in case, we can swing with Ukamon for game. It's as simple as that, Digibronies. Don't forget to like and subscribe.